Good evening, I'm Mark Seal with your Lime Sports World. St. George Secondary are the fourth and final team to make it to the semi-finals of this year's Lime Under-15 cricket competition. St. George made it as the best second-place side, just pipping Queen's College for that position. Playing in Zone A, St. George ended on 29 points, and they joined other zone winners in St. Leonard's who won Zone A, Foundation of B, and Combermere of C. Now, things could have been different if QC had won the preliminaries final game today against Combermere. Queen's College needed a win over the already qualified Combermere in order to advance with a better points average than St. George. Yesterday, QC started on the back foot by losing first innings points at Waterford. They made 95 for 7 and Combermere replied with 103 for 8. Today, needing to score quick runs and give themselves time to dismiss Combermere and force a victory, QC missed out by having to settle for a draw. They declared on 98 for 8 with Liam Luke top scoring with 26, Nicholas Curtin getting 25 and Andrew Clark 14. Ian Boyce took 4 for 26 and Kevon Bartlett 3 for 23. Giving Combermere 91 to win, QC fell short of their intentions by 2 wickets. The game ending with the hosts on 76 for 8. Ray Williams almost brought it home for QC, taking 6 for 15, but Linico Boucher with 28 and Boyce with 25 did enough to keep QC out of the playoffs. The semi-finals will be played next Tuesday and Wednesday at neutral venues. The draw will be done shortly. England rode their luck to reach 127 for 2 after being put into bat in testing conditions on a rain-hit opening day of the first test against India at Lord's. Jonathan Trott was dropped by Rahul Dravid on 8, and he edged one between the wicketkeeper and first slip on his way to 58 not out before the weather ended proceedings. To make matters worse for India, left-arm seamer Zaire Khan, who had earlier removed England openers Alistair Cook and Andrew Strauss, was forced off the field with what appeared to be a hamstring problem. This is the 2000th Test match and the 100th between England and India. Now, talking about Lords, in a turn of events, the West Indies will be playing at what is widely considered to be the Mecca of international cricket. Lords has been awarded the 2012 Test against the West Indies, which was put back out to tender after Glamorgan revealed they wouldn't be able to make their payments for this year's Sri Lanka Test. The dates for the West Indies tour will be announced later this year, but it is scheduled to take place in May and June, consisting of 3 tests, 3 one-day internationals, and the 2020. Now, in between tours, what is the West Indies Cricket Board doing to assist our batsmen? That is the question being asked by head coach of the Queen's Park Cricket Club of Trinidad and Tobago, David Furlong. Furlong, whose team was the defending champions of the Sir Garfield Sobers International Cricket Tournament, believes that a 2-week camp before a tour is not enough to help our batsmen. He was speaking on this week's radio talk show, Mid-Wicket, on QFM.
What is the West Indies board doing for these players like Dinesh? You hear commentators in the test complain about Bravo shot selection, Bharat shot selection, Craig Braffett. You have players over here like Carlos Braffett, who everybody talked about. You know, but what is being done for them to keep them in the limelight? Or, I mean, West Indies next door is to Bangladesh. So what are we doing to correct the faults of the batsmen between now and then? Or we just have a 2-week camp before. You know, what is being done now to help them? I mean, these fellas are under retainer contracts.
More cricket later on, but now on to football. Work on the Barbados Football Association's field is making good progress. Today at the Wildy facility, workmen were laying marl, which is the first phase in getting the field ready. BFA officials David Hines and Hallie Haynes were there overseeing the work being done. The next phase will include the laying of the special sand which forms part of the foundation. After this, the laying of the AstroTurf will begin. The special sand and the AstroTurf will be shipped in from a company based in Holland called Greensleeves. In fact, the first container is due tomorrow at the Bridgetown port. If all goes well, the full-length FIFA-sized field should be completed by the end of August. It is expected that international and domestic matches will be played there. The BFA is still awaiting word, though, from Town and Country Planning to erect lights at the venue. When the idea for the facility was first made public almost 10 years ago, residents objected strenuously, claiming that noise would be a negative factor. The facility will also house the BFA offices. Young footballers in Barbados have the opportunity to attend an AC Milan clinic right here in Barbados. Pro Shotters head coach Greg Castani explains.
We decided that what we'd have is an official 2-day trial which takes place next week at Wanderers Cricket Club between 8:30 and 11:30 on Tuesday and Wednesday, July 26th and 27th, and invite any children, boys or girls, between the ages of 8 to 17 who wanted to have the opportunity to participate in the AC Milan camp in October to come to try out for those 2 days. And during those 2 days, they will be coached by our coaches. They will go through various tests. Firstly, each day they'll do physical drills. We'll test them for fitness and stamina and speed. And then the second drills will be for their technique. They look at their first touch, their passing, their shooting. And then each day they'll be put in small-sided and full-sided games. And we'll watch them in match play.
The camp will be October 16th to 21st, which is when schools will get a 1-week break. It'll accommodate 96 footballers. However, there are only 40 spots left, which will be decided by the 2-day trials. The inaugural Brewster Trust Football Holiday Camp has been in operation for 2 weeks now at the UWI AstroTurf grounds, and the CEO and co-founder of the organization, Alice Bernhardt, says that the camp has been receiving a considerable amount of positive feedback.
Oh, so far we are very happy, to be honest, to host in 4 weeks about 400 people at our camp. We're very happy with the feedbacks we got so far. We had 42 local coaches in the first week who joined our program, Coach the Coaches. We had 120 boys and girls, and also some children with disabilities last week, age group 7 to 10. And this week, as you see, we have 130 children aged between 11 and 14.
Back to cricket, Trinidad and Tobago have dethroned the regional blind cricket champions Jamaica, winning the Philip Harrell 2020 title in Jamaica today. Trinidad batted first after being sent in by Jamaica and knocked up 188 for 2 from their 20 overs. Jensen Payot led with 68 not out. Jamaica were penalized 16 runs, so the target was revised to 204. Trinidad then restricted Jamaica to 187 for 7 to win by 9 runs.